Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Time right now is 9 o'clock here in the Carolinas. I'm Jane Monreal, and we are covering weather. We are weather impact alert today because of the wet, chilly, and wintry mix potentially. Majestic Storm is on her way to the Live Impact studio. But first, we want to check in with Richard Devane. He is our boots on the ground, our wheels on the pavement out there in Storm Tracker this morning. Hi, Richard. How's it going? Where are you?
Yeah, good morning to you, Jane. Good Friday morning, everybody out there. We are about to jump on 77, head north again. We've been driving all around the area today. We're at a light, actually. Riveting TV right now. Riveting TV right now. But as you can see right now, you're seeing a little misting from cars' tires. So far, that's the good news, because today the rain in our area was pretty much the only thing. It wasn't super heavy at any particular time, just consistent. At the worst, it was some steady rain. At the least, it was some mist. So cars were having to slow down, taking their time on the roads. Not a lot of pooling issues that we heard about. We did know there was some incidences. We'll hear from traffic that there were some incidents along the way this morning as we continue to sit at this light. We're going to jump on 77 in a second, but this is Brawley School Road, which is right over 77 here in Mooresville, and you can see just by the conditions of the road, it was wet this morning, but it's now getting a lot better as that system, that front that was there, has actually moved out, and now we're looking toward a little bit of clearing, and cars have a lot better traction. You're seeing cars pass by here. So far this morning was really good as far as what we could have had. Our temperatures remained above freezing in the Charlotte area. Well, degrees well above freezing, so there weren't any issues of slip spots or slippery spots as far as ice, black ice, or ice, trouble under the rubber, so to speak. There were no issues as far as that was concerned. The only major problem was just water, and the things that you get whenever there's a rainstorm or rain on the ground. Just slow down, take your time, be safe. As you see us driving here, we've been in both storm trackers today. Our Chevy storm trackers taking us around the area. Right now, we're going northbound on 77, as you can see. There's still some wetness on the roads. The things you would expect anytime you're out and about when it rains. People taking their times. That's the rule of thumb for at least the next few hours. We're going to have the system, or the rains of the system. So as you make your way throughout the day, just take it slow. Hopefully clearing up a little bit later on today, ahead of, we've heard, those temperatures actually starting to drop. That could cause some issues a little bit later with any residual water that's left on the roads. We're in northbound on I-77. We've been on 485. We've been all around Highway 21, all the way up in Surrey County, where we've seen pretty much the same thing. Just wet roads, but not overly wet. No major issues of pooling as far as in the outer areas that we've been driving on. And so things have been pretty good. Jane, things are looking good. The situation is good, but of course, as you see, as we continue to drive, you can see a little bit more water is kicking up by the car. So as you make your way out, if anyone's out and about, it has to go out and about, take your time. Give yourself enough back time between you and the car in front of you, so in case you have to stop for any situation, your traction is reduced, of course, when there's bad weather or rain on the ground or anything like that that can cause issues. That's the situation right here in the Chevy Storm Tracker. We'll keep looking at the roads, and if you need us, we'll be here. We'll tell you what's going on a little bit later on. But for now, we'll send it back to you, Jane.
Richard, don't sell yourself short. You are riveting TV in the morning. Like to see it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Looks like everyone's behaving themselves. Very nice. All right. From that, we are going to go ahead and check in this morning. It is the Brian Walsh trial taking place out of Dedham, Massachusetts. First week of testimony. Brian Walsh, want to remind you, is the man that's accused of killing his wife back on New Year's Day in 2023 and admitting to dismembering her body, but not to murdering her. That is a charge he is facing. Anna Walsh was his wife, and yesterday we do know that the man that she had an affair with was on the stand talking about their relationship. The prosecutors say that it is part of the motivation for Brian to kill his wife, but we are just looking in now on the courtroom, and they're just doing the housekeeping rules, it looks like. So they're setting up the jury, bringing them in yet. And when we get back to the testimony and witnesses taking the stand, we will take it back out to that trial. Right now, we're going to take a break on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. 9:08. We're streaming here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. So we saw Richard Devane there in the Chevy Storm Tracker looking at some wet roads. Doesn't seem to be too bad. Traffic is light enough, at least where he was, that people were okay. But now our meteorologist, Majestic Storm, is joining us here in the Live Impact studio. We talked about this week, trying to prep for today, Majestic. Kind of a repeat from Tuesday, similar conditions. I know myself driving in, it was like, okay, I did this a couple days ago. I just slowed down and it was chilly out there. But Majestic, what can you tell us now about this storm?
Really, the worst of it is all said and done. The system moved in really fast last night, and it started to move out pretty fast this morning as well. And we issued this weather impact alert this morning, not because we were anticipating any big winter snowstorm or anything like that, but we were confident that the weather this morning was going to impact the morning commute, whether that impact was rain, snow, or sleet. So let's start with just a live camera. This one's coming in from Blowing Rock. I've been looking at all of our different cameras this morning, and in the mountains, we've actually seen some sleet, some very light snowfall, and then some rain as well. You can tell those roads are still very wet there, and temperatures in the mountains are still hovering right around freezing. Thankfully, NCDOT has been doing a really great job with treating those roads, so we haven't seen a lot of big concerns out on those main roadways. However, side roads or rural roads, just be mindful that you could still encounter some slick and icy spots. Right now, this is our WCNC tower camera. Temperatures 40 degrees. You can hardly see anything. You can't see the skyline. Usually you can see it perfectly, but we're dealing with low clouds, some fog out there, some scattered rain showers still falling. This is out at App Ski Mountain, where they did get a little bit of snow, but really not a whole lot. We had some dry air that really took over and kind of put a halt to things in the mountains. Another live camera, this one coming in from King Street out there in Boone. Our reporter Walker was out there this morning reporting live. He said that there was a wintry mix, and we definitely confirmed that on radar as well. You can see roads are wet, but also the rooftop has a little bit of snow on top of it. Thankfully, you know, people who live in the mountains, this is no real big deal to them. They're used to this kind of stuff. Current temperatures, again, we will stay above freezing in Charlotte. We're not anticipating below freezing temperatures at all. So any precipitation that we get, it's just coming down as that cold, miserable rain. Today is just an ugly day, bottom line. Cloudy skies, rainy, and cold, with temperatures only rising into the upper 30s and low 40s. Now, it is still below freezing for the mountains from areas like Jefferson and Boone, Blowing Rock. We've really had our eyes on you this morning, and we've seen that moisture really push through the area, but I've also been watching our dew points, and the dew points really measure the true moisture in the atmosphere. So the lower this number is, the more dry the air is. So in order for us to actually get wintry weather, we need cold temperatures. We've had that in the mountains, but we also need moisture, and when we have such dry air, that doesn't work out very well. Right now, we're also still seeing problems when it comes to visibility concerns. So it's foggy out there. I mean, low visibility even in and around Charlotte. So if you're heading out the door, keep this in mind. I specifically want to touch on the mountains, though, because we have foggy conditions in place, but we also have below freezing temperatures. So when you have those combined, you can actually have something called freezing fog, where the fog actually freezes onto surfaces, and you might just be, you know, traveling and all of a sudden it becomes foggy. I always suggest to take a look at your temperature to see how cold it is outside, because if you encounter fog and you have below freezing temperatures, there's a good chance that some of those roads could be a little slick and icy, especially over bridges, on ramps, off ramps, that sort of thing. Live camera, this one's coming in from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Really, this is what most of us look like this morning. It's just rainy, gloomy, and again, kind of just that limited visibility with those low-lying clouds. Satellite and radar, so this is still kind of our big picture perspective. We've had rain for most of us, just like what we've been forecasting. We've been really actually spot on with this forecast. The snow staying up to the north of us out there in Virginia. They got some widespread snow this morning. Now, we're not completely done done with the rain. We still have some rain, mainly heavier rain pockets south of Charlotte, but we're also seeing a little bit of mist and drizzle out there as well. Once we head to the north, that's that snow that I was talking about up there in Virginia, but it seems like it's already tracking off to the north and to the east. Let's switch it over now. This is our impact radar. So again, paused time, and this is specifically for kind of our focus point, our watch spot, I-40 and then north of that. So in the mountains, Ashe, Watauga, Avery counties, we have those below freezing temperatures, but again, we don't have the moisture. Instead, that dry air really cut that off. And so in the mountains right now, it's just really, really cold. And again, we have seen some slick and icy spots out there, especially in those untreated roads. So be careful if you're traveling there today, if you live there, if you're just traveling that direction. Once we zoom out a little bit more, this is still our radar, so you can always notice the temperatures. That's one thing that I really pay attention to when we're talking about wintry weather, because if you have those above freezing temperatures, most of the time it's coming down as rain. Again, that's what we're seeing currently. Once we zoom in a little south of Charlotte, out towards Chester, Lancaster, Cheraw, good morning to everyone. This is where we actually have a little bit more widespread rain, but at that, it's still light to moderate rain. Let's fast forward you through the day. So here's about 11 o'clock this morning. Still seeing cloudy skies, cold temperatures, and the rain is still kind of the exact same place where it currently is now. By Friday afternoon, later on today, as you're picking up the kids, if you have Friday night plans, the weather is not going to be a problem whatsoever. It is going to be cold, so maybe you're packing up the family, maybe you're heading out to McAdenville, going to go look at some Christmas lights tonight, grab your winter coat, some hot chocolate, call it good. And then waking up tomorrow morning, this is Saturday at 7 o'clock in the morning, still not seeing any rain showers. Again, just kind of cold and cloudy with temperatures into the mid to upper 30s, low 40s. Gradually clearing out though, so we could get a little sunshine as we're heading into Saturday afternoon and then clear into the overnight hours. Again, still focusing on those minor impacts that are still lingering just a little bit, but like I mentioned, I mean, the most part we are done with this system other than just our cold rain. If you can drive in the rain, you should be good to go for the most part. Again, unless you're up in the mountains, that's where we do still have some of those slick and icy spots. Overall, this storm system really was spot on as far as just saying those very minor impacts, and we still wanted to issue this weather impact alert because we were still confident that there was going to be moisture that was going to impact the morning commute. Even when it does come down as rain, you know how it goes. People travel fast, and we did have multiple car wrecks because of that. Overall, the rest of the day, we'll see those rain showers continue to taper off. Cloudy skies, cold temperatures though. I mean, we're going to struggle to even reach those low 40-degree temperatures for a whole lot of us. In the mountains, highs will climb above freezing, but not by a whole lot, right around those mid-30s. Here's our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. Weather impact alert just for the first half of the day. We'll start to expire that out this afternoon. And then this upcoming weekend, overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, mid-30s. Don't forget, tomorrow is our big WCNC toy drive. We'll be out there collecting toy donations at the Carolina Place. We'll be bundled up, but I think we'll really be able to dodge the rain, so that's good news.
Great.
Upper 40s for our Sunday, little sunshine peeking through, and then next week it seems actually pretty quiet. I'm noticing that on Tuesday morning, that's going to be the day where it's cold, waking up to mid-20s, but with clear skies, we'll also have some sunshine returning next week.
All right, not bad. Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow morning.
Yes.
I'm still going to bundle up because you know
It's going to
me.
be cold.
Yeah, it's going to be cold, and I get extra cold. All right, Majestic, thank you so much for bringing us that. Of
course, thank
The
you.
worst is over. That is good. All right, like to hear it, and happy weekend to you. All right, back now. Majestic mentioned Walker Lawson being in Boone with that wintry mix. Walker filing this report for us earlier. Let's play that here on WCNC Plus.
Well, it is a cold morning here in Boone after this system has pushed out. Now, dry air did stop us from seeing some heavy snowfall totals, but we did get some precipitation early this morning. We had a mixed bag of rain, sleet, snow, and freezing rain, but roads have fared pretty well, and that's because NCDOT has been treating them to make sure that they're drivable.
The area that's about to be affected by this winter storm already has crews working 24 hours a day. They're working in 12-hour shifts, and each county has at least a dozen, 15, and sometimes up to 40, 45 different trucks working. Now, of course, all that's based on the county size and the force that we have in each county that's appropriate for the road mile.
Well, thankfully, roads here in downtown Boone have remained primarily just wet and not frozen ice. Reporting in downtown Boone, Walker Lawson, WCNC Charlotte.
And we'll be right back on WCNC Plus here on Live Impact News. At 9:20 on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus, it appears that things are still kind of rainy and wet out there. A live picture from our Chevy Storm Tracker. Richard Devane is on the road. Other than just traffic light traffic, looks like the windshield wipers are at that low level, so that's not too bad. And we didn't see any traffic really where he was traveling. 485, 77 up north. Just something to be mindful of. Wanted to give you a live update there on what's happening on the roads on this dreary Friday morning. All right, it does look like the Brian Walsh trial is now underway. Want to get you caught up here with Brian Walsh, man accused of killing his wife. Text messages are being authenticated by an investigator, forensic investigator, saying indeed such and such text message was sent out from Brian Walsh's phone. Let's go ahead and listen to him on the stand now here on WCNC Plus.
App that you would still get location data from other sources?
There's a possibility, yes.
Possibility. All right. I want to focus your attention now to Exhibit 161. That is that's the Safari search history.
Okay, yes.
When you say okay, you mean yes?
Yes.
Is that what you mean? Okay. I don't want to confuse you. If I ask a question, just tell me, ask it again, and I'll.
Yes, sir.
That's the Safari search history of the Apple iPhone 13 mini, and it ran a date range of December 25th, 2022 to January 4th of 2023. Is that right?
Correct.
And then that same exhibit, and I think it was referred to yesterday, contains what was referred to as Chapter 2. You recall that? And the Chapter 2 is the Safari web history of the same device that runs from December 31st, 2022, from 9:28 a.m. to 9:31 a.m.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you testified yesterday that even though the data would be collected and extracted from those two sources, the search history and the web history, that the web history would generally contain additional and more detailed information?
That's correct.
And who was it that decided then to limit the web history information included in Exhibit 161 to only 1 day for just a couple of minutes?
It was a decision by the prosecution team.
Okay. And so you told us yesterday that you work for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, correct?
Yes.
So, and you told us yesterday that you're an investigator, correct?
Yes.
And so as part of your role as an investigator with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, is it fair to say that you take direction from the district attorney that's prosecuting a particular case?
More collaboration. We bring the investigative piece, and they bring the legal advice and piece to the case.
Do you ever then inform the district attorney, whoever it is that you're working with on a particular case, that, for instance, web history would have additional information that might help explain entries that were found in the search history?
I present the data that is extracted from the device.
So my question was, do you ever take the time to explain to the district attorney assigned to the case you're working on with them that the web history would contain additional information in addition to the search history?
Yes.
So in any event, with regards to Exhibit 161, you were instructed or advised to only include the web history for 1 day, December 31st, and only for a few minutes.
Well, that particular searches were on Apple Maps, which were contained on Safari history, search history.
Were you told, were you instructed not to include certain information in Exhibit 161 then?
We had the date range of December 25th, 2022 through to January 4th, 2023, sorry.
And what about the web history? Were you instructed only to limit the inclusion in Exhibit 161 to that 1 day, December 31st?
We only chose to do that specific, those specific searches from 9:28 to 9:31 a.m.
Okay. I'm just going to ask, and it's probably me. I can barely hear you.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I might be going deaf.
That's fine.
Bears, are you able to hear?
And
Right.
apologize.
That's my concern. But you need to be able to hear him as well. I'm concerned about that,
I
Attorney
understand.
Timpson.
I
will
understand.
Do my best.
Yesterday, you were asked, let me ask this. You would agree, wouldn't you, that in the search history included in Exhibit 161, that at page number 1, number 9, there are indications of a search involving Expedia and other flight-related searches?
Could you show me that, sir?
Sure. Do we have Exhibit 168? I see. May I approach you?
You may.
Thank you, sir.
Should I refer to you as Trooper? Or do you have another title? I just don't want to misstate.
No, that's fine, sir.
Trooper?
Yeah, that's.
So, Trooper Keith, I want to focus your attention now to page 1 and the entry number 9. Am I correct in saying that that references a search related to Expedia?
That's correct.
And that search occurred at 12:25:22 at 11:39 a.m. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And those searches related to Expedia, they continue through record number 20 at page 2. Is that correct?
Yes, it goes from Expedia to Check a Flight to Check a Flight JetBlue.
All right. So yesterday you told us and you testified to one entry having to do referring to JetBlue, correct?
Yes.
There's a number of searches in Exhibit 161, isn't there, that have to do with searches for Expedia and flight information?
Yes.
And once again, if you were to look at the Safari web history of the same device for this same information at the same time, you would find more information and put context into that search. Is that accurate?
Yes, there would be more information.
Okay. But as you sit here today, and based on what is and is not included in Exhibit 161, you can't give us more context to any of those searches regarding flight information, can you?
No.
Yesterday, and I'm going to ask you to turn to page 4. Yesterday, you were asked questions about an entry on page 4, record number 42. Am I saying that right when I refer to record number 42? Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That was a search regarding what?
Number 42. Would you like to read the date, time, or just the search term, sir?
You can read it anything you want, yes, to make it complete.
Item 42, the search occurred on December 25th, 2022, 12:28 p.m., and the search was Xmas Day plane crash.
Okay. And those types of searches, and when I say those types, the subject matter that's contained in record number 42, it continues through record number 45 on page 4, doesn't it?
Yes.
And that is timestamp 12/31/03 at record number 49.
Correct.
Now, yesterday you were also asked about a specific reference, and once again, page 4, record number 53. And that's the record that indicates.
As we continue to follow the Brian Walsh trial, just wanted to bring up that on the top left box is where the swearing-in ceremony will begin here shortly of new CMPD Chief Estella Patterson.
Fair to say that once again, if you had the web history to that particular search, that would give more context into what that particular search is that you just talked about at number 54, record number 53 at page 4. It would give you more information and more context, would it not?
It would, yes.
You have no idea, do you, as you sit here today, what the user was thinking when he or she inputted that search that you just testified to, do you?
I do not. I know the content of it. I do not know the intent of it.
Okay. Are you aware of the fact, given the fact that you're an investigator, and I presume you conducted some investigation in this case on behalf of the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, are you aware of the fact that
We'll get you back out to the Brian Walsh trial here shortly. First, a 2-minute break. We'll do some business on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Back now at 9:34 on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus, a live picture as we are awaiting the ceremony, swearing-in ceremony of CMPD Chief Estella Patterson that is set to begin at 10 o'clock this morning. So when that comes in, we will bring that to you here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. But we'll take you back out to Dedham, Massachusetts, where the trial is underway for Brian Walsh, the man accused of killing his wife in 2023.
Yes.
Okay, you agree with that, right?
Yes.
And we could continue to do this, but for instance, though all of those searches were being conducted on December 30th of 2022, weren't they?
The ones from line 924 through 943, yes, they were on December 30th, 2022.
And the searches between record 953 through 1016 on page 68, do you have those in front of you?
What was the beginning item, sir?
Record number 953, page 64,
Okay.
through record number 1016, page 68. Once again, those searches occurred on December 30th, correct?
I'm still looking, sir.
I'm sorry. You tell me when you're ready.
Yes, sir.
And don't let me rush you.
Yes, those searches occurred December 30th, 2022, between approximately 7 p.m. to around 7:15 p.m.
Right. On December 30th, correct? Yes.
Correct.
And you're aware in your investigation of this case that Mrs. Anna Walsh had planned a New Year's Eve party to be conducted in the Cohasset home on New Year's Eve, correct?
Yes.
And you're also aware that, or maybe you're not, but there are additional searches throughout this as you continue to go down these searches that, once again, someone is shopping for expensive champagne, someone's shopping for champagne or items like that, all in the same time period, correct?
Yes.
Now, yesterday, you were asked specifically by the government to testify to an entry number, record number 1069 at page 72. Can you find that? It's at 8:38 p.m. on 12/30/2022. Record number 1069 at page 72.
Yes.
And you testified yesterday, and you were asked what that search was, and you stated to the jury, "I'm good." Correct?
Yes.
And you didn't give any other context to that, correct?
Correct.
As an investigator in this case, you are aware of the fact that there is a movie named I'm Good, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're also aware of the fact that if you were to look at the search web history related to that search, that it would further explain and give context to that search and that I'm Good is a movie. Is that fair to say?
I would have to see the web history itself, sir.
Okay. So you would agree, wouldn't you, Trooper, that that search that you were asked specifically about yesterday, I'm Good, at record 1069 at 8:38, that search regarding a movie occurred in between all this shopping all these searches going on having to do with champagne and wine and everything else, correct?
This occurred after the ones you had me read prior. I would have to look if there were searches containing wine and champagne after, sir.
Well, let me focus your attention then, and that's a certainly fair and accurate response. Why don't you look at page 72, the same page, and record number 1078. Have you had a chance?
Yes, sir.
And once again, that's champagne-related searches.
Yes.
So it's fair to say, isn't it, Trooper, that when you were asked yesterday on direct examination and to specifically refer to that one search at number 1069, I'm good, there's certainly nothing nefarious about someone conducting a search for a movie entitled I'm Good, correct?
Again, sir, I only know the context of this. I don't know the content or the content, I don't know the intent behind it.
You would agree that these records that you have in Exhibit 161, if you know, they have multiple searches related to movies and movie titles, correct?
I just know the I'm Good one that you referenced, sir.
Okay, well, let me just briefly point you to record number 1128 at page 75, if you can go there.
Yes, sir.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Starting there, if you could just start there, that looks like a reference to a movie or a movie clip, correct?
1128
Yes.
states tone MOV, TOE-MOV.
Do you know what that refers to?
I do not.
Okay. Just now run through the searches and up to and including number 1147, page 77. Can you do that? And as you look through those, there are multiple references to movies and movie clips, if you know.
Yes, there is, sir.
And then, finally, if you can look at record number 1148 on page 77, now we start some more champagne searches. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is, sir.
So, you're not, as you sit here today, you don't know who was actually searching for champagne and those related searches all during this day of December 30th.
I do not.
And you don't know who was searching for all those movies and things like that.
I do not.
And you wouldn't testify to the jury now that there's anything nefarious about someone conducting multiple searches for champagne or movie clips, is there?
Could you repeat that, sir?
There's nothing nefarious about someone searching for champagne or multiple movie clips during this period of time.
No.
And based on your investigation of the case, you did carefully look at each entry of the searches, correct?
Yes.
Now, once again, yesterday specifically, and you can turn to record number 1271, page 85, you were asked specifically yesterday by the government to look at that search. Can you look at that one again and tell us what it says?
Line 1271, dated January 2nd, 2023, 6:42 p.m., and the search states, I'm good.
So you testified to that yesterday, and you gave no context to it, but once again, it's a reference to the same I'm good that we saw had been searched for back in December 30th, correct? While someone is conducting champagne searches, correct?
Yes.
And as you sit here today, then, you can't tell the jury that there's anything suspicious about or nefarious, that's my word, about this search you were asked about yesterday that was conducted on January 2nd of 2023 at record number 1271.
No.
Trooper, I'd like you to look at record number 1170 at page 78 that occurred on December 30th at 11:16:34 p.m.
$1170, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You have that?
I do.
What does that search?
All right, while that is Trooper Keefe there on the witness stand looking at text messages between Brian and Anna, as well as Jeff or William Farstow, the man that Anna was said to have an affair with. We'll get back to that. First, a break here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. At 9:47 on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus, looking at a live picture right now where the swearing in of new CMPD Chief Estella Patterson is to start here in the next 13 minutes, set for 10 o'clock, but that room is still filling up. So we will go to that, though, when we see it come through the WCNC Charlotte live feed system that we have here. In the meantime, we are looking at this trial that is out of Dedham, Massachusetts. A lot of eyes looking at this, where the man you see there, that is Brian Walsh, is accused of killing his wife, Anna Walsh. And one of the motivations, prosecutors say, is that Anna was having an affair with a man who lived in another state. And then the defense for Mr. Walsh saying that she had a medical episode and he panicked and dismembered her body, which he did plead guilty to not too long ago. However, he has not pleaded to murdering her. He does face a first-degree murder charge. Her body has not been found, ending up here the first full week of testimony now as we take you live on Live Impact News.
Thank you.
May I approach you?
Yes?
Sir, you all set with this?
Pardon?
You leave this here? Okay.
Trooper, I'm just going to show you what's been now marked for ID as Exhibit J. Have you ever seen that before in your examination of the iPhone. The iPhone 13.
I reviewed the messages. I don't specifically recall this one.
You would agree, wouldn't you, that that message indicates in its context that it's a reservation at the Nightshade restaurant?
Yes, sir.
And what is the phone number that it was created from?
The phone number ending in 8646.
I apologize. Did you tell us that you had or may have seen it? You just don't recall as you sit here today?
Yes, I reviewed the text through the past few years. I probably have seen it in the past, but I don't recall it.
At this time, I'd move to have that text put in there.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
The text message that's previously been marked for identification as J is now in evidence as Exhibit 170. Thank you.
So is it accurate to say then, Trooper Keefe, that with regards at least to this particular text and the information that it contains, that to the best of your knowledge, nobody from the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, such as yourself, as an investigator, went up and talked to anybody at Nightshade or tried to get records of any reservation that had in fact been made on 12/30 for a dinner date?
I did not, sir.
Okay. Trooper, I'd ask you to look at Exhibit 161 at record number 1250 at page 84. It's a search conducted at 12/31/22 at 10:26:16 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And if you will, sir, follow that search up to and including record number 1270 through page 85 that ends at 6:42:54 p.m.
What was the ending line, sir?
Record number 1270
1270. Okay.
at page 85.
Yes, sir.
What do those searches involve based on the content of the search query?
These searches appear to be kids' play places, how to file for a charity, can you donate your lottery winnings, how to file a 501c3 for a church.
It's fair to say that those searches involve queries about charities and how to file charities related to a church or things like that, based on the search queries, correct?
Yes.
And do you know what a 501c3 is?
I believe it's a nonprofit charity or organization.
Did you or anyone from the Norfolk County DA's office, to the best of your knowledge, investigate what that charity search involved?
I did not, sir.
And that charity search was conducted on December 31st, New Year's Eve, at 10:26:16 a.m. That's the search at record 1250, page 84, correct?
Well, 1250, sir?
Yes.
1250 is, can you donate your auto winning tax-free?
Okay, I'm sorry. It doesn't specifically include the word charity.
It does not.
Thank you for correcting me. As you go down to the next searches, 1252 on, it specifically starts talking about charities and 501c3s.
12:56 begins the searches for filing a charity.
Thank you for correcting me. No one went and tried to find out what that was about.
I did not, sir.
Okay. Yesterday you were asked specifically, sir, to tell the jury what was a search at record number 193, page 14. Can you turn to that? It's page 14, number 193. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
And you were specifically asked what that search was about, and you told the jury it was about Autobahn, correct?
Yes.
And you were asked nothing else about any of the related searches that go through record number 198 regarding Autobahn, correct?
Correct.
And some of those searches specifically state Autobahn USA, correct?
Yes.
What is Autobahn USA?
I believe it's a car website or
Okay,
vehicles, motor vehicles.
Okay. And are you aware, based on your investigation of this case, that, and based on the content of the text messages between Anna Walsh and Brian Walsh, that Anna Walsh had asked Brian Walsh to buy her a Porsche?
Yes.
And are you aware of the fact that they talked about him buying her a Porsche in the text messages?
Yes.
And are you aware of the fact that he sent her pictures of a Porsche? In fact, 2 Porsches that were for sale?
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
Yes.
And are you aware of the fact that that took place on December 25th of 2022?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever go out in the context of the investigation of this case and talk to anybody at Autobahn to see if Mr. Walsh had appeared and was talking about buying a Porsche for Anna Walsh around Christmas time of 2022?
I did not, sir.
Okay. So I want to focus your attention to record number 418, page 29. And that is a search that was conducted on December 27th of 2022 at 6:17:23 a.m. Am I right about that?
Yes.
And the related searches to that, they go through record number 438, correct?
Correct.
Those searches are related to a Verizon store, correct?
Yes.
And they're actually location searches in some instances of a Verizon store, correct?
Yes.
And it's a Verizon store located in D.C., correct?
That is correct.
It's not a Verizon store located in or around the Cohasset area, is it?
No.
And are you aware of the fact, Trooper Keith, that on or around December 27th, contained in the text messages that have now been introduced into evidence, that Ms. Walsh stated to Mr. Walsh that her phone wasn't working properly at the same time, at 12:27.
Yes, I do recall those.
And that she told him words to the effect of it just literally stopped working, or words to that effect.
There was something to that effect, yes.
And he texted her back and said words to the effect of, do you want me to get you a new phone, or do you need a new phone, correct?
I believe it was something like that, sir.
Then in the early morning hours of December 28th, Mr. Walsh sent her information about, well, here's a Verizon store in D.C. that you might go to if you need help.
Yes.
And she responded back. Do you remember that?
I remember the messages about the Verizon store.
Yesterday, specifically on direct examination, you were asked about a search conducted at record number 1368, page 92. And that search was conducted on January 4th of 2023.
Sorry, sir, what was the line again? I just got to the page.
I'm sorry. Record number 1368, page 92.
Okay.
You were asked about that yesterday,
Yes, I was.
and you told this jury it was about the Mazda building.
The crossing building.
Oh, the crossing building.
Yes.
But you weren't asked for the context or anything of the sort. You just simply told the jury what the search query was, correct?
That's correct.
I want to ask you now to go back to record number 804 at page 54. Are you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to say that beginning at 804, page 54, on December 29th of 2022, at 9:13:47 p.m., that those searches are related to the Mazda building also?
Yes, sir.
And those searches go through record number 825 at page 55.
Yes, the Mazda building, crossing building. Correct.
So yesterday you weren't asked about those searches that go back to December 29th. You were only asked about the search on January 4th. Is that correct?
No, I believe I was asked about those searches prior to.
All right, fine. Then I'm
Yes.
wrong. Do you know what the Mazda building is?
It's a building in D.C., I believe, near where Anna Walsh works.
What about the crossing?
I don't know the specifics, just building in D.C.
All right, just past 10 o'clock on this Friday morning. We'll be right back on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. All right, good morning, everybody. 10:03 is the time. You are watching Live Impact News here on WCNC Plus. We are just getting ready for our next guest here on the show. We bring you live feeds, local news as it happens, and conversations exclusive many times here on WCNC Plus. And one of them is one that is sad to talk about, but something important as well. With December 14th, right around the corner, marking 13 years since the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary took place. And that's when 20 first graders and 6 educators lost their lives. Well, in the wake of that devastating day, families of the victims founded Sandy Hook Promise, an organization dedicated to preventing gun violence by teaching communities to recognize the warning signs. Joining us this morning right now is Nicole Hockley. She's the co-founder of Sandy Hook Promise. And Nicole, we thank you for joining us this morning and sharing not only the mission of Sandy Hook Promise, but your personal story as well.
Thank you for having me so much today. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely, Sandy. Thank you, or not Sandy, but Nicole, of course, talking about Sandy Hook. You lost your son, Dylan, back that tragic day. What can you share about him and what motivated you to co-found Sandy Hook Promise?
Yeah, well, both of my sons were at the school the day of the shooting. Jake was in 3rd grade at the time, and Dylan was in 1st. And Jake survived, and for that I'm forever grateful. He's now 21, and Dylan was killed in his 1st grade classroom. He should be 19 now, but instead he is forever 6. But when I think about Dylan now, especially as we're approaching 13 years, I don't focus on how he died as much as how he lived and how much I loved him, and how I want to ensure through Sandy Hook Promise and the legacy that we're building that all children can live out their lives to their fullest attention, that they can thrive, that they can have joy and love and just live every single day. Dylan's life was very short, but it was very joyful and filled with love, and that is what I want for all children and for all families. So that is part of the deeper purpose of Sandy Hook Promise, for sure.
Absolutely. And the organization's mission is unique from other missions in preventing gun violence. How is that?
I think our main uniqueness is that we're strictly nonpartisan, because we don't see gun violence prevention and keeping kids safe as a political issue in any way, shape, or form. And it should never be a political issue. This is a moral issue. This is a human issue. We all want to keep our kids safe. So we are incredibly focused on what can we do in the days, months, or even years before someone picks up a weapon to hurt themselves or someone else? How do we make interventions happen in those earlier stages that can be more about social isolation or disconnection or hopelessness, and can lead through and escalate through a series of other warning signs before you ever reach tragedy? So prevention is really not reacting to something that's happening, but preventing it from happening in the first place, which is what Sandy Hook Promise was built to do.
We're looking at the video now that talks that what would you speak of knowing the signs and more of prevention. So walk us through somewhat of these warning signs that people should be aware of.
Sure. I mean, there's a large spectrum of warning signs, and a lot of these are also available on our website, sandyhookpromise.org, but they can be sometimes be very overt in terms of bragging about wanting to do a school shooting, or fascination with previous school shooters, or bragging about access to weapons, or telling people, don't come to school this day, or don't go to this event. But it can also be much more subtle. Really chronic social isolation or bullying or rejection, not being able to regulate emotions or manage anger, and feeling that you need to take revenge against people that you perceived have done you wrong. There's a huge amount of opportunities to intervene. And if we know more about how to recognize some of these signs, which mean that someone needs help, and we get them that help, then we're stopping a tragedy, stopping a potential tragedy from happening by getting someone help that they need. So these signs can be cumulative, they can be over years, but every sign is important. So we always teach kids to take every warning sign seriously and act immediately, because you just never know at what level someone needs that help.
And there's a connection to Charlotte specifically with the Save Promise clubs, right?
Yes, yes. So Save Promise Club, Save stands for Students Against Violence Everywhere. And they actually originated back in 1989 in Charlotte, North Carolina, after a student by the name of Alex Orange was tragically killed. He was a student at West Charlotte High School, and the students and teachers there banded together to create Save clubs because they wanted to stop violence. And we joined with Save in 2017, I believe, and really have helped expand it. We're now in almost 5,000 clubs nationwide. And this is where it's really about student leadership and student empowerment to help take control and create positive change in their own school climate. They sustain the activities of the programs that we teach. They lead activities, and they're really saying, whether they're advocating or whether just teaching programs like Start with Hello and Say Something, they're helping prevent violence by bringing people together. It's an incredible thing. I think there's several hundred clubs in North Carolina alone already. About 840 clubs in North Carolina alone, which is just amazing.
No, that's great to hear because it really starts at that ground level with other students. I'm looking at some of the statistics in North Carolina. 8 schools, 8 shooting incidents this year. And when you hear something like that, what goes through your mind and what gives you hope that change is possible?
I know that change is possible because we see it happening. We see when students are sending in tips to the anonymous reporting system. We see it when students are reaching out to each other and creating connection and community within schools. This is a way to avert tragedy. Can we ever say that this would have absolutely happened, even if there is means, access, and weapons? No. But when we know it reaches that point, that we have a severe tip, a life safety tip, and we're able to make an intervention because whether it's dozens of students who spoke up because they saw the threat or heard the threat, or whether it's just one student, that's a very powerful thing to help ensure that schools remain safe, that communities remain whole, that kids come home from school to their parents each day, and that we're not seeing these tragedies and that they're not experiencing what my family has experienced for these last 13 years and so many other families as well. So it really is the power of making change.
Yeah. I mean, December 14th obviously is a day that we all remember, but you, like you said, deal with it every day, every year for the past 13 years. On Remembrance Days, what's the takeaway for our viewers to have that hope?
I think, first of all, everyone needs to know that gun violence and school shootings are completely preventable. These are not normal. This is not a fear that we should have about our kids, and our kids should not have these fears every day, because by recognizing the warning signs, we can intervene. By taking appropriate steps, by listening to our kids, we can help them to stop danger and improve our overall climate. So every Remembrance Day, I always ask that people remember all 26 victims from Sandy Hook, and there are websites that are dedicated to every family member, every educator and administrator, so you can learn more about their personal legacies. For Sandy Hook Promise, I ask people to take part in our 14 days of action. Know that gun violence is preventable. Make the promise at our website to join in our movement, and treat everyone with kindness and compassion, because you never know what someone else is going through and how even just a smile and saying hello can make a big difference.
Certainly part of the legacy you're building in Dylan's memory as well. Nicole, if you want to give out that website once more, that people can take some action today.
Lovely. Please go to sandyhookpromise.org. Make the promise to protect kids from gun violence and school shootings, and then learn more about how you can make a difference in the life of someone else.
Nicole Hockley, thank you so much for joining us from Sandy Hook Promise. Appreciate the conversation.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. And we'll be right back on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Here at 10:15 on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus, CMPD Chief Stella Patterson is being sworn in today. She is in the middle of a ceremony right now. We have a number of speakers. She has not spoken yet, but you'll see here in the wider picture on stage, you'll see the governor, Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles, among others, MCSO Chief Gary McFadden, and Estella Patterson. Let's go to this live now underway on Live Impact News.
To have with us today, North Carolina Governor Josh Stein. City of Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles. Mr. Marcus Jones. Numerous members of Charlotte City Council with us today. Members of our Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Foundation, chiefs and agency heads from our public safety partners, community leaders, nonprofit partners, clergy leaders, and numerous friends. And of course, Chief Patterson's family, mentors, and supporters. Mayor Vi Lyles has been serving as mayor for the City of Charlotte since 2017. Throughout her tenure, she has been an unwavering advocate for CMPD, as well as all programs and partnerships that assist with public safety. It is my honor to invite Mayor Lyles to the podium to provide her welcoming remarks.
Wow. Welcome, everyone. Where are those Raleigh people? I want you to know that you can stay, but you know, there's a time to go home. Anybody with you? Just be very sure. Thank you, but no, thank you, Raleigh, and all of you taking good care of Stella for so long for us that, you know, she's helping out. So welcome, everyone. I want to recognize that there's so many special guests and community leaders joining us today, and it's because of what we're doing today. I want to thank Governor Josh Stein for being here with us on this important day for Team Charlotte. Today marks an exciting moment for our city as Stella Patterson is sworn in as our new Chief of Police. We're so glad to have her back home. We're so glad to have her in Charlotte, and we're so glad to have her leadership here today. I know I want to say a little bit more though. When Estella retired from Raleigh, she made it a point to say that she wanted to spend more time with her family. So I'd like to take a few moments to extend a special thank you to her family for her loved ones who are here this morning. I want to say thank you for sharing, and I'd like you to stand up and be seen by this audience who is recording and supporting us. So, it's Stella. You know, we all know that this is a really tough job. If you don't know that, it is a really tough job. And to be able to do this job requires that you have to have family and people surrounding you that love and take care of you. Now that can be the CMPD family, but more importantly, it's Stella's family. So I want to say again, thank you for sharing her with us. You know, I'm really looking forward to the work that we're going to do under her leadership with the men and women of Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, with our entire city leadership team. Together, we know, with Stella on board, that we will build a safer, stronger, and greater Charlotte for all of our residents. We're grateful to have our new police chief. Thank you, Stella, and welcome home.
Been a steadfast supporter of CMPD, championing innovation, operational excellence, and community-centered policing. His support to public safety has shaped our department's growth and progress for a decade. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jones to the podium.
Raleigh, this is going to be a long time to you, okay? So I'm following the mayor's lead, but before you leave, can you spend some money? Sales tax. So, good morning, and thank you for everyone who's attending today. I just looked out over the crowd, and this is really amazing. It talks a lot about the collaboration in the city. There are folks from the philanthropic community, the business community, the county, the city. So it's really, really a special time here in Charlotte. So thank you for those who came outside of our community. Thank you so much, Governor, for being here today. When I announced the job for Stella would be the new police chief, I got a lot of accolades. It was, thank you, great job. It was amazing. That's really rare for a city manager. Okay? Chief Patterson, thank you so much. But it was universal acclaim, and I believe the credit goes to Chief Patterson and the people in her life, and the impact that she's had on them, and the impact that they've had on her. As the city manager, one of the most significant appointments that I have is a police chief. It's a tough job, it's an important job. And public safety is one of the most important things that the city does, if not the most important. But public safety is also one of the most challenging jobs that we have in the city. And I really want to take this moment to thank everybody who's a part of public safety, keeping our community safe. You guys just do awesome. Raleigh, this is the last time I'll mess with you. So, what we do know in this community is CMPD is one of the best, if not the best, law enforcement organization in the country. I've had the ability to have 2 searches for a police chief. The first one was Chief Jennings. Chief Jennings, we did that in COVID. So I think there were like 10 people in the room that day, okay? And we had a home run with Chief Jennings. The second search was the current search. And I will tell you that so many people from across the country applied for this job. From big cities, from cities that you hear a lot about in the news, good, bad, and different. But what was amazing about Chief Patterson, she beat everybody. She kicked some. And I see members of my team here. I see members of the City Council here. We have your back. We're going to support you. There's a lot of things that you have to continue to do. This is a big task, but we're ready for it. And Chief Patterson, we're ready to get to work with you. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. All right. At this time, I would like to invite Chief Patterson's husband, Charlotte Fire Department retired Battalion Chief Lance Patterson, to the stage for the pinning of the badge. The pinning of the badge is a ceremonial act steeped in tradition. The badge itself symbolizes an officer's acceptance of the responsibility to serve and protect, and it is to be earned and respected. It is a symbol of the public's trust in us. The pinning of the badge by a close family member or friend while in the presence of our agency members and community is a public promise to uphold the standards of the oath of office and an affirmation of our commitment to the community which we serve. Having the people you cherish the most in your life officially place that badge on your chest signifies the importance of family support required to do this job, and it honors our family's sacrifices as well. And for that reason, Battalion Chief Patterson, you may begin. We are very honored to have the Honorable Judge Carla Archie with us today to administer the oath of office. At this time, I would also like to invite Chief Patterson's niece, Ms. Jalen Holder, to the stage.
Chief, if you would, put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right, and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly affirm that I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office as Chief of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Archie. Chief Patterson, on behalf of the entire Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, welcome back. We are honored to have you lead us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Estella D. Patterson for her official remarks. Introduction, and I thank her for serving as the mistress of ceremonies for this great occasion. She has been an amazing friend to me for over 20 years and sister in blue, and I'm so deeply honored to share this stage with her. To everyone joining us today in person and those who are streaming this ceremony, I say good morning, and I say thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me as I embark on this incredible assignment as Chief of Police for the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. Words cannot adequately express my gratitude and the immense joy that is within me to serve in this role. If I may, I'd like to make a few acknowledgments. First and foremost, I give honor and glory to my Lord and Savior, my steps and is directing my path forward. Without apology, it is in Him in which I live and move and have my being. And I'm not here to preach because we already have a preacher in the house. But I just want to say, Lord, I thank you. I also acknowledge and say thank you to the esteemed leaders on this stage in the persons of our Governor, Josh Stein, our Mayor, Val Lyles, the Honorable Carla Archie, and our City Manager, Marcus Jones. Also, too, I say thank you to all the members of our City Council and also the many elected officials and appointed officials in the audience. I also acknowledge the person who has led this police department with distinction and professionalism for the past 5 years. Chief, I thank you for your dedicated service and your willingness to pass the baton to me. You have been a friend,
You have been a mentor, and you have been an example to me. In fact, I watched you, and I modeled you when I became the chief in Raleigh. And subsequently, we had a lot of successes. I salute you, and I thank you for your service to CMPD. I also like to acknowledge my husband of 28 years, Lance Baxter. Lance, I love you, and I thank you for being my biggest critic and my #1 cheerleader. I honor you. Go Cowboys. Mr. Manager, did you hear that? I also acknowledge my mother, who is here today and is always with me and always nervous with these kinds of occasions, despite me telling her that everything is going to be okay. I guess you never grow up to your parents. And so to Mom, I love you and I'm grateful for you. To my aunt and uncle who traveled from Florida to be here, I say thank you for making that trip and for your support. Also to my favorite niece in Charlotte, Jayla. I just want to say I love you and thank you for being here. I cannot move forward without acknowledging also my Raleigh family, who showed up in mass today despite the weather. I think you had bad weather in Raleigh, but y'all came out anyway. It means so much to me, and so I take a point of personal privilege to send a special shout out to all of my Raleigheites, all my Raleigh friends. I see our chief here. Walton here, my deputy chiefs are here, my former deputy chiefs, I should say, are here. My records crew is here, my biggest supporters. Thank you, thank you, thank you all, Raleigh, for being here. Also, I'd like to acknowledge my church family. Ark Ministries is here. Mass to support me, and I thank God for you and for your prayers. You have kept me covered in prayers, and I thank you for that. And last but not least, I'd like to acknowledge CMPD's HR Director, Tammy Pippin, and her HR team, as well as Major Sanders and the Academy staff for planning and coordinating today's ceremony. This is more than I could ever imagine. I thank you for your professionalism, your precision, and your perfection. Thank you so much. As I reflected on what I would say this morning, I was taken back to my decision to become a police officer, and specifically a CMPD officer. As a young college student, policing was not a career field I thought I would pursue. I have shared with some that I became interested in this field as an undergraduate student at UNCC. I was in my last year of college, and I needed some extra classes to graduate, and someone suggested that I take some CJ classes and say they were easy. And so I did, and to my surprise, I absolutely loved it. I loved what I was learning. And what I was learning from those classes interested me so greatly that I knew that policing would be a field that would be a natural fit for me. One, because I love serving and I love being there for others, but I also love problem solving, and policing offers both of that. So in my senior year, I attended a job fair, and CMPD recruiters were there. They were present, and they looked sharp. That is what caught my eyes. I was instantly drawn to this police department because of that. It was something about CMPD that stood out among all other agencies in the nation. As I learned more about this police department, I learned of the department's standard of excellence and its high level of integrity. I learned of its commitment to serving the community passionately and compassionately, its intentionality in being inclusive, and its investments in the well-being of its employees. All of of these qualities were attractive to me, and I made the decision that CMPD is where I wanted to be and the badge I wanted to wear. And now that I have the honor of serving at the helm of this outstanding police department, I will seek to uphold everything that makes CMPD great. And I will continue elevating this department into its next chapter. The many qualities that led me to CMPD nearly 30 years ago have drawn me back to serve as Chief of Police. As I oversee this department, I vow to make sure that we continue to embrace a standard of service excellence, working closely with other law enforcement partners and investing in technology that makes us work smarter to meet the crime challenges that plague our city. I vow to lead with integrity. Integrity is our mantra. My leaders and I will lead with the highest level of integrity, beginning with my office and extending to every level of the organization. Employees will be celebrated for walking in integrity, and they will be held accountable for actions that bring the department or this city into disrepute. We will continue serving the community with passion and compassion, building relationships with all communities within this community. We will also be intentional about ensuring that this department continues to be reflective of the city of Charlotte and this community in every way. We will make sure that the well-being of our employees is the top priority, for I often say, when our employees are whole, then they can serve the whole community. Truly, it is an honor to be invited back to serve Charlotte and this police department. 5 days in and some 30 meetings or so later, my goodness, I can say very clearly, and I can see very clearly, that the journey will not be easy and it will not be quick. Nonetheless, I stand committed, I stand resolute, and I am prepared for such a time as this to wear this badge proudly and to serve this community with distinction. Thank you again for your support of me, and most importantly, for your support of the men and women, the heroes who serve this community. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Chief Patterson. Today, we are very privileged to be joined.
And we were just watching live the swearing-in ceremony for now CMPD Chief Estella Patterson, made official here this morning. You watched it here on Live Impact News. Time right now is 10:38, and we want to turn our attention now to the holidays. A lot of events coming up this weekend to help you get into that mood. Returning to Western North Carolina, most beloved attractions, as a matter of fact. Santa on the Chimney event marking a significant milestone, especially since Hurricane Helene forced the closure in September of 2024. So here to tell us more about this year's celebration is Emily Walker, the Director and General Manager of Chimney Rock Management. Good morning, Emily. Thanks for joining us here this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Tell us what it means to bring back this beloved tradition after the park's closure.
So Santa on the Chimney is a great family event. It's the 28th annual, and we definitely missed it last year. We obviously weren't in a position to be hosting events last December, so we're really excited to see the families back in the park and bring back, the joy that this event brings to so many.
So paint us a picture here about Santa and rappelling down the rock cliff, because that is quite an image that is really cool.
It's awesome. So Santa partners with a local climbing organization called Fox Mountain Guides because he has to get his workouts in to make sure he's ready for the big day. And so every hour on the hour between 11 and 2, Santa will rappel down the chimney. And then there's also the opportunities for families to meet with Santa, get their photo with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and other family activities throughout the day.
So much fun. I mean, it looks amazing. So yeah, with all the activities happening and Santa needing his exercise, he's only going to be available to do this for so long and so many times, right?
Yes, it's always the first 2 Saturdays in December. So this Saturday, the 6th, and then the 13th will be our final run.
All right. So what do people need to know if they want to make plans for tomorrow or next week?
So there's a full schedule on our website, so you can check out the different times. We have hikes with an elf, animal encounter programs. So, make sure to check out the schedule so you can bring your family at the appropriate time for what you guys want to do. And you can also make reservations online. They're not required, but they are recommended. And that's all on our website at chimneyrockpark.com.
Oh, okay. Very good. Talk to us a little bit about recovery and what it's been like for the area, because, we get so many visitors from the Charlotte Metro. They ask us, how's it doing up there? But let our viewers know what things are looking like now and how you guys have been able to bounce back.
Yes, so it's obviously been a long year and plus now, but we were very grateful to be able to reopen the attraction portion of the park in June of this year, and the village started to reopen just a few weeks after. And so, it's definitely been different, and we're trying to navigate different ways of getting there and people communicating to people what the best way to get there is. But other than that, it's really a great time to come down and support these local businesses. They've worked so hard. The volunteer efforts have been amazing to help the rebuild. And I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised when they get down to the village and into the park to see just how much work has been done and how it feels reminiscent of the Chimney Rock of old.
Well, I mean, that's the way we can do it, is help our neighbors and support you guys up there in Western North Carolina and the high country and beyond after Hurricane Helene. So happy to spread the word. Emily, anything else you want our viewers to know if they're planning a trip up there anytime soon?
No, we're excited to have you. We're grateful. Everybody in, the Hickory Nut Gorge area is looking forward to hosting visitors again, and we appreciate your support.
All right. I'm sure it's something that you have to see for yourself when Santa gets rappelled down that mountainside. That's crazy to me. But someone's got to do it.
It is wild. It's a lot of fun, but it makes my hands sweat a little bit, even after all these years.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Thanks. Emily Walker from Chimney Rock. Appreciate your time this morning, and have a great couple of weekends here for the holidays. Appreciate it.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Of course. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. And we'll be back on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
At 10:45 here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus, former North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, now running for Senate, is in Charlotte. He's at Archive Coffee Shops speaking on small businesses. Let's go ahead and listen in on Live Impact News.
Thank you very much for spending some time with us today. One of the great things I got to do as governor, I often would go from town to town and visit small businesses in North Carolina because they really are the backbone of our economy. North Carolina, while I was governor, we voted the best state for business 3 out of the last 4 years, and a lot of that was because of our small businesses and the jobs that they create and the economic activity that they get in place. We also knew that healthcare, we just had a little discussion about healthcare and how premiums have gone up. We knew that not only did healthcare matter to everyday families, but also matter to our economy. And finally, after a number of years of trying, we were able to get a bipartisan coalition together and pass Medicaid expansion in North Carolina for 690,000 people and counting. And to be able to have health insurance, many of the people work for small businesses who cannot afford health insurance, and Medicaid expansion has helped many of these employees, and it's something that has helped our economy. I came to Charlotte to open up Medicaid expansion and gave the first health insurance card for Medicaid expansion to Penny here in Charlotte, and was able to visit with people, some of whom had never had health insurance in their entire lives. So I'm concerned about the chaos in Washington that Senator Warnock was alluding to that is going to trample on that success that we've had in North Carolina. You start off with these chaotic, indiscriminate tariffs that are being placed all across the world by this administration. You know who's paying it? This small business across North Carolina and this country, and their employees and the consumers. We were just talking across the street over here about the price of the wedding dresses having to go up because of the tariffs. Your coffee is having to go up because of the tariffs. And one of the things that I want to do is to work with this great senator and others to get back some of that constitutional authority that Congress has in trade and tariffs, so that these things can be negotiated and that they can be depended upon and they can work like they're supposed to without raising the prices. I'm excited about running for the United States Senate. There are too many people who are having too much month at the end of the money right now. They're telling me that rent's too high, the utility bills are too high, healthcare costs are too high, child care is too high. And this administration promised them to fix these problems on day one. Not only have they not done it, but they've made it worse. This big ugly bill, big beautiful bill, whatever you want to call it, ended up taking health care away from people, ended up costing these very people more. I want to change that in the United States Senate. I want to be an independent senator who can work with the president when I can, stand up to him when I need to, stand up to my own party when I need to. I think the people of North Carolina want a senator who will look after them. And my opponent, Michael Whatley, is going to do whatever this president tells him to do. He has supported these tariffs. He supported the big, beautiful bill. That's hurting the people of North Carolina. I think they're going to want to send an independent senator there. I'm so proud to have these supporters here. I'm so proud of North Carolina's small businesses.
Let's take I-85
and I wanted to introduce to you a friend of mine who is a leader in this country. The first black senator elected in the state of Georgia. He's been the amazing pastor of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church for 20 years. He has been a leader in the United States Senate. He still goes home and preaches on Sunday. I'm very proud to introduce to you all, hopefully someone that I'll get a chance to work with in the United States Senate, United States Senator Raphael Warnock.
Thank you so much, Governor, and I look forward to calling you Governor Senator. Listen, as we approach the holidays, Donald Trump and those who are enabling him in the Congress are literally the Grinch that stole Christmas. We are seeing prices go up and not down. Here we are in this business selling coffee. We don't grow coffee in the United States. And we don't have the conditions for growing coffee. And businesses, you know, require a lot of different things. You gotta get cups, a whole range of things to make this work. And these tariffs are a real strain and a burden on these businesses. And we ought to call tariffs what they are. They are a tax. They are a tax on everyday working people. And so Donald Trump has made a choice. He's decided that it's Elon Musk who needs a tax cut. That it's the billionaires in this country who need a tax cut. And he has literally raised taxes on everybody else. So you know who he's looking out for. He's looking out for the people you saw standing on that stage as he was being inaugurated. His base is literally the billionaires, even as he engages in this kind of populist talk. But here's the thing. For all the pain that we're feeling with these tariffs, you wouldn't know watching that trade and tariffs is in the purview of the Congress and not the executive branch. And the reason you don't know it is because Washington Republicans, my colleagues in the Senate, have literally decided to give their power away to the executive branch. If we had the majority, Congress could fix this right now, no matter what the president wants to do. The founders put this in the hands of the Congress, but they've made a decision, the party that's in the majority, to just hand that over. And so the road to fixing this is a majority that we could gain, and that road goes straight through North Carolina. We saw this big ugly bill did a lot of damage to this country. Literally, we're in this business, but we're seeing now nurses and social workers and LPNs, all of a sudden they're not professionals, so that they can't borrow the money that they need to get through school to lead in the ways that they ought to lead. 15 million people cut off of health care, premiums raised for 22 million. And literally, the health care premiums of the small business owner, like a lot of people, almost everybody's gone up. And so that's a drag on small businesses. If we had Roy Cooper in the Senate, he would very well be a part of a majority that could turn this around. And so it's really important that we stand up in a moment like this. They're trying to overwhelm us. Every single day, there's some crazy new announcement, some chaos coming out from this administration. They're trying to flood the zone. And by flooding the zone, what they're really trying to do is weaponize despair, to convince us that they've already won, and therefore there's no need for us to fight because they've won. But North Carolina has shown time and time again that you know how to fight. And so we're counting on North Carolina, and we need you to send this brother to the United States Senate, who's an incredible governor, who expanded Medicaid in this state, who understands the struggle of working people, and who makes his faith come alive in public service. And I'd love to be in the fight alongside him in Washington, D.C., bringing common sense back to Washington.
Thank you, Senator. I really appreciate it.
Time for one question. We'll go to anyone. Governor Cooper, you mentioned Mr. Whatley. He has the president's endorsement. The president has won the state a few times. Does that cause you any concern?
I want to restore the opportunity for the American dream for more people. There's so many people who are looking up at the middle class thinking they're never going to get there. There's so many people who are in the middle class who are barely hanging on, and many of them voted for the president, and they're finding out that not only did he not improve their lives, but has made it worse. I think people are ready for a change in Washington. They know that Washington is absolutely broken. I want to go up there and bring my problem-solving skills. I want to try and walk across the aisle and work with anybody I can who's willing to step up and help improve the lives of people who are struggling right now to make ends meet, people who don't have the opportunities that we want to create for them. So I'm excited about it.
All right,
Thank you
guys.
all. We're going to greet some of these folks in here. Nice to see you all. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Thank you. How you doing? Good to see you.
So great meeting you. Amazing. Yeah. You got to come up to us.
Do y'all have y'all argument? Okay. You have an argument? Yeah, I want to meet the argument. Okay.
You've been watching live there from former Governor Roy Cooper running for Senate. Roy Cooper, again, speaking to folks there at Archive Coffee Shop on small businesses. As we wrap things up here, let's listen in just a skosh more to the Brian Walsh trial that's happening out of Dedham, Massachusetts.
I would have to review them again, sir.
I want to ask you to look at Exhibit 168, beginning at page 11, record number 129. What is that time stamped?
All right, so we will continue things there out of Dedham, Massachusetts later this afternoon because we are coming up on 11 o'clock. You're watching Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Jane Monreal. Thank you for joining us this morning. I will be back here in the Live Impact studio at 12:30. Charlotte Today is up next. Have a great day.